is kind of given by Icy and used by Icy.
Okay.
It's, you know, it's his job to push off the back of a lot of
what have we got for this one? G2 on defense, LEV on attack, and we get triple classic with armor.
But I think
got early info, the alarm bot. We got more info. Wait, is this on top or is this on the floor?
Leviathan's usage
On
of it
top,
was
okay, I could just look at my
amazing
screen.
the last time we saw it on Icebox.
I'm out here just looking at the
all of the
minimap, trying to
details
zoom in,
were
and this guy's literally here. So we got early info.
Contact plays through and through.
With that, we push
So
behind. We have a
similar.
turret that gives them early info that they're going behind as well. So let's see what they do. Is this turret's going to go off? Do they go back or do they go forward?
Through A, it's a flank with 3 players. They contact into the turret and they actually just think twice about
Okay,
it.
they go.
Yeah, the turret's broken, so now
forward,
Leviathan need to
looking
look
like.
behind them.
Yeah, I kind of
Or
like this though,
try to
because
react
G2 create the pressure
forwards.
behind, knowing that
Comm
their
seems to
reaction
be
might be
prepping
to
the
push
recon for
forward,
Aspas to
and now they have numbers here.
Incredibly deep and aggressive.
They do
onto
not have the
angle
angles,
approach,
though.
But he is just skewered the man. Sheriff in
Oh god,
hand.
2 bullets.
He lets it sing.
God, man.
Jonah P.
He did
Quite
so
a good
good,
job,
though.
honestly, of just trying to shore up.
Yeah, and lovely reaction. I still think this is a good pistol from G2. It's just Aspas doing Aspas things on a solid angle.
He's got to know his players' positions, but he needs to find the kills with only 5 bullets to do it with. Spraying him through, needs to get that reload
trade.
online, but doesn't anticipate this angle from the back. Doesn't know where to look. With the spike taking away time, has ran too short for it.
Impressive from Comm. Again, it's a nice pistol from both teams here.
If G2's
Yeah,
game
it's a
plan
good reaction
was to
from
not
LEV.
give away early picks to Aspas, and that's just gonna feel so brutally awful for them. Aspas is hunting.
I mean, it was
in
good
every
though.
post
Like,
plan on A
I
for
can't
these
even
kind of
fault
fights.
their pistol. It's just the fact that he goes aggro.
I mean, you just
It's the
don't
fact
know-
that they react
you never
to go
really expect
forward
somebody to
instead
be
of
playing
going
a-
back, and then
No,
that
and
angle just
it's
wrecks
such an
them.
unusual spot. Valen tries to tuck close and then get the wide swing into it, and he swings his head straight into the crosshair placement. It's just, he's everywhere. Aspas is always going to be a menace.
Yeah,
if
Casper.
You give
That's
Leviathan
what
the
we're on at
ability
the
to
moment.
take sight. Aspas is not
Trying to
going
get
to drop back to play
some numbers to check if we're out here thinking right.
Yeah.
G2 have pushed players aggressively. Spotted though. Trying to take the fight there, Harbor v Harbor, but the better weaponry wins it out for Mazzino. Take a bit of a breather now into the moment, realizing that they were playing aggressively for that orb.
And they're going to be holding for
cut
any
of sound
kind
on
of
this
mid
one.
clear. Something that
But
Leviathan were caught by a few
does
times
Jonah
on
P get
Breeze.
tempted to push forward? Doesn't look like it.
Not happening
Just
in
keep
this
an eye on
round,
if they
though.
can actually do any
G2
damage.
Just holding. Just believing in the read, believing in the gamble.
And hoping that LEV will just walk right into them, which is the case here, but the question is, can they really overcome that? Not quite. It's a full flurry and rush towards them. Anybody that was going to be doing some damage.
And let's see who can get the last kill.
Going to be removed here onto the side, so a free
You know,
fire for LEV
pretty
again.
close to his
Another
ult
free
in
round
terms of
for
2.
them. Building up early.
There's an interesting dynamic in this match. Which, you know, we've been talking a lot about Tex against his former team, but we've also got 2 of our biggest heavy hitters from last year's regular season, Aspas and LEV. Both towards the top of the scoreboard at the very
Bonus
early
is great.
stages of this map.
4 rifles,
But
1
now
Spectre,
moving from duelist to
and
kind
2
of
away for a
anchor
Harbor
position.
or
And
into
LEV's not
either
always
this
gonna be
round or the
anchoring on
round
this map.
after.
Sometimes it's the Killjoy's job, in fact, a lot of the time, to just be kind of monitoring mid and playing the float. But I am intrigued to see that, because as much as Aspas has just been incredible since the very beginning of his time on Loud, LEV last year was matching him for impact on duelist.
Ever so slightly missed
Let
time.
that molly land just half a second earlier. That's a lot more damage.
Head to head, not always in the server, but definitely when it comes to contending for the top spots. In terms of the statistics over the course of Americas.
Yeah, and that was last year. I don't know whether the same is going to be said for this year. You know, with the shift for LEV in terms
Good
of team,
info in
also
terms of the
role,
drone. So we got
Career direction.
whereas
double
for
molly
Aspas,
to stop
just-
the
he's
plant. Drone
continued that.
goes in.
Continued it. He's so
And it
agile
gets
as
shot
well.
before it
This guy
checks this
fluid
corner,
in
so
terms
they
of
have
the
to
way
be
he plays.
scared of
Look
this
at him,
corner now as
fearless.
well.
He's hopping up over towards 410.
Yeah, and with that
He's
info,
taking
they
early
might have been
fight.
okay to send it, so they might have just
Down that
deterred them
pressure,
from
they do
shooting
force out
this.
the high tide from G2.
We've got one person who's going to
I
continue
really
to
like
make
that.
sound, and they
Aspas'
go back
steps
over towards
forwards
B.
there actually
You look over towards
disguise
B,
the
the
steps
only bit of info
backwards
they
from the
get
rest
is
of
over towards
Leviathan.
Snowman,
And then
so
he knife out walks
they
away,
won't
so there's
actually
no
be able to get a
footsteps
rotate
given.
in
So 3
for a
players
while.
staying
Wait, is Mazzino going back?
over on A. Now, normally you would wait for King to hear people rotating off, but
E2
LEV have just gone B, thrown a bit of utility.
stayed so
and they're
strong over
hoping that
towards
will have pulled
A,
players
yeah.
off site.
Double molly, 30 seconds
This
left,
is a
and
bit more
3
of
people
just
here.
a gamble
And we
rather
still
than
have
a
Mosh.
hard read where your
And a
lurk is
recon.
giving you that great info.
G2 have got players tucked deep onto the side.
Guys,
Valen.
you gotta go. you gotta start going.
Lowered angles, high tide rips its way through and across, and he wins the fight. Guarding the angles, it's a flood attempt here. Time's running really damn
12
short,
seconds.
really damn low. Can even
gonna someone's gonna get spike. Someone's gonna get spike.
The spike's been dropped into the middle of nowhere. In fact, I mean, Icebox is gonna have to stick this one just where he
Do
stands.
they expect
It's a
Leaf
very
this
safe
close?
plan. Leaf's not going to be able to disrupt.
Now they're gonna be able to double up. Where are these bullets flying through? Right through the screen. Leaf wins it out just as we were talking about that head-to-head
You
battle.
got double good timing.
Right
Okay,
into
nicely
his
done
own
from
hands
Leaf.
here, G2.
And with this, he
A great
defuses and
idea
gets
of
his
how he wants to
ult.
disrupt that one and
So
not falling for
G2
that,
might be in an
well,
alright
bait
spot
and
for this.
switch.
Did Mazzino get a kill?
Round 2,
I can't remember.
Leviathan go for an A re-hit. Round 3, they go and throw fake utility over to B, A re-hit. G2 are reading into this. I don't know if this is based on VOD prep or whether they've just got a good idea about what's happening. But for this site exec, there's no recon dart available. They're going in without a lot of their utility because they previously just used it to, in an attempt to pull players away, but actually there were still 3 defenders ready to receive.
Okay, we got maybe got an AWP
So
here.
Lev
Not
trying
entirely
to
sure.
play an advanced
Either way,
game and
this is
G2
actually pretty even.
Not reading that bluff at all.
Double ults. They got knives, maybe. So for a similar thing, they really don't want him to get this orb.
Same early util
Because they
here.
want it every single time,
Snake
or
by shock dart. They know how hard the G2 are playing for those early orbs.
a massive round in terms of everything, right? I'm just gonna
So
highlight the
far,
people that
Valen's
can buy.
scoring has been quite good.
Got 3 of them, I
Very
think.
aware in terms of the
3,
possibilities.
2 on each.
Lev could be landing over towards A, having good game plans cooked up. This time it's, I mean, heavy emphasis onto mid. I mean, they've got 4 players watching.
Yeah, so you've got this mid re-clear potential going on, and another thing to draw attention to is Leaf's ultimate.
Yeah, but, maybe
He's just sent
Tex.
it?
Yeah, just
Oh.
sending it. I think just hearing
And
that
they
pressure.
broke the turret
towards the A
and
side.
does
That's so weird. It is a
Tex thinks
strange
that he
one.
has the best
Early on
timing.
into the round.
If you use that for retake, I don't think Lev have any tools to break it.
Now Mazzino, that's his cue, ends up sending the ring. Hello, fight!
Mouse bug.
I mean, just startling and scaring each other there, but Icy, he does win it against
Icy got
Tex.
saved there, the mouse
Valen,
bug
a
was
white
scary.
face there, just trying to
Timing on the
avoid
swing.
the stuns that were sent
Oi,
flying.
alarm
Followed
bot
up,
double
but it doesn't
damaged them as
matter.
well. Leaf's gonna feel
Winning that would've
devastated.
got fights.
Oh, Jonah P's
Okay.
snake bite actually takes down Mazzino, who gave his life and the cove to get the plant.
A real chance here. I mean, Jonah P lurks his way up top, but the angle's watchful.
Solid
by
round
Con
with the
here.
plant. They managed to get
It's gonna be
Viper roll.
covering it. It's a blight on the map as well, and it gives the right angle here for Icebox.
Right.
Bren,
It continues.
I think G2 were in position to
G2,
win
2
this
people
round.
that can buy a little bit
And all
into
they had
this
to
one,
do
and everyone else
was
is
allow
kind of
Lev to
wrecked.
plant on A,
And this guy's selling the
and then
scam.
get set up for the lockdown. And I think a re-clear through to mid, they should have been able to fight over screens. But what they're probably scared
Sonia,
of is
hello.
once
How
get
you were at
Aspas
EMEA
in
today,
position
right?
in the post
How
plant,
was it?
You might find it difficult to even get to screens, but you can just put it heaven.
Yeah.
And then play the retake from there. So I'm really confused as to why Leaf decided to use that lockdown so early on. It gave Leviathan still 45
What's the mouse
seconds
bug?
to
It's
use
just
hard
like when you
roll
move your mouse
to their
faster, you get
attack. I think that was
startled and you like maybe just hit
big
it
misplay.
against like your mouse pad.
But
The mouse will,
almost
if you
punish.
have it assigned
Yeah,
to
you're
jump,
right. I
it will
mean,
just
you're
jump
making
for
the
you.
decision making easy for a team like Lev there.
There's
You see
certain
they
mice
have
that do
that
it.
much time on the clock.
The lockdown retake
Some
is
more
not
than
very
others.
good against the Gecko KO compositions because they tend to have molly lineups to break the lockdown. But if you're playing against a Viper Harbor comp, they don't have too much. Maybe they specifically know that Tex and Com have great Nanoswarm shock lineups or something, but
So the buy into
Probably
this
be able
one
to
is
break
an
the
outlaw
nanos.
against everyone with
I
heavy
just-
armor and a guardian.
sometimes Occam's Razor, it was probably just a misplay rather than some kind
Triple
of advanced
classic.
5-head strat.
It's usually the
Shot.
case. Well, single shots will have to be the case here for Jonah P, but only the one
Who
before
do they
the
take
trade.
down? Mazzino? And that's
is
one of their
down now.
big
It's really one of the first times
players
they've
to
just ended
actually
over
plant
towards
in
the
terms of the
B side.
cove.
48
That's
seconds
an extra bit
left.
of damage
Second
as
shot
well.
of the
Aspas
outlaw
on
not
9.
Quite landing, so Aspas is alive and kicking. Will they live to regret that? It's going to be the question.
King, you
Turret
got the
broken.
spike.
King calling for that
King, you got
pause
the
here.
spike.
Seeking for
Oh.
a kill or two.
I'm nervous when he's doing that stuff.
Obfuscating the angle
Okay,
there,
well,
just making it nice and
They look pretty
awkward. King
convincing with it.
Let's collect up that kill, and now with the plant, does need to be held for it, making sure that nobody can really push him away, which T2 are grouped up. They've only really got the classics to work with.
Good cover from Com there, making sure that King could get the plant down. And King was pushing forwards with full armor, so wasn't worried about getting shot by the outlaw. Aspas barely dodged a shock dart, and Trent's still got another to work with.
know roughly where Com is, but yeah, they just don't really have the guns for it, do they? Order util sent flying on top
yeah,
of
it is just a classic.
Snake bites.
Did all right
Dwindles your
damage.
chances and
Double armor
opportunities to
rebuy.
win out the round.
You're just gonna
Valen
accept it.
hope to do some damage here. Potentially to the economy. Might even really go down to a player, honestly, because he was one away from the ult, but instead just decides to deny them any chance of snowballing further.
I don't think Valen will find it easy to pick up the A orb, though.
No, they've been pushing him away every round.
Yeah.
Tato, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Molly shot
Got
combo
robbed
over
of the
there
speed
is
run
difficult
today.
to
Yeah,
try
it's
to
like the
contest.
fastest day ever for you to go there.
But this one, while Jonah did open it up, generally speaking, a pretty decent anti-eco from Leviathan. Getting deep, not just playing the default kind of flowchart gameplay on this map, actually pushing a little deeper, making sure that they clear out LEV to get that plan down.
Oh, really? Dude, I'll look. You said you're there other days, right? I'll look
we're
out
back
for it
to
if
A.
it's
And it's a
still
pivotal
gonna have
one
it.
with this round indeed. The economy
Yeah, I
of
don't think
G2,
it-
they've
I
gotta
don't think it
start
got shown on
winning some rounds
broadcast.
and stringing them together here and now an attack.
Us in chat would
early
normally
on.
spot that.
That is right on target.
Either way, I appreciate
And
it.
right
Thank you,
alive
thank
for
you. Damn, that's
potential
so much
disaster
damage.
class here for G2. Two players getting
It's their
tagged
big
down
buy
as well to
rounds
the-
and he gets
really just
one
double digits of the
kill
HP. Tex
and double
forward
tag.
now with the rest of his team over the top of the ropes here. They don't want to slow down in the slightest. Molly's
What are you actually meant to do? Oh, and the shock darts are literally landing on all of their heads.
After death blow, this guy is just unstoppable right now.
What an insane round from Com here, to
Nobody
be
on
honest.
G2 can stop him, especially when King is working his way forward, so that first
and
most difficult kill is a trade for Aspas. He doesn't actually have to
Starting,
brute force his
starting
own
to be
way
here
in.
again.
He can trade out his
People,
IGL. Great
people on board
1-2
with the
combo
snowball
there
thing
from
at the
Aspas
moment.
and King.
I think if you look back at this whole split, I think it might
maybe
even
this is
be
me
more than
with my
50%
2020
at the moment in
hindsight
terms of
and
heavy
at the end
snowballs.
of the round. But
Wild.
Com starts so many of these attack side rounds when he has Hunter's Fury by just droning, getting a tag, and getting a kill. It is just constant.
He
that
does,
goes for
yeah,
that.
it's true. He does actually do
And
this
it's a
all
really
the time.
common
People need to
thing
start
that a lot
looking
of
into like
Sophos do
his
on the
ults
attack.
because he
And I
does
think
the
G2
same ones
instead
over
were
and over
anticipating
again.
that shock molly. The conditioning of the constant shock molly made them worry more about that than a potential that they could die to the Hunter's Fury.
Or people surviving
Give
as
Com a
well,
tag off
get
the
the
back
money
of
even
drone.
better.
He did like so much damage.
Unreal. I mean, a kill found and softening up two of the players that were anchoring onto the site.
Yeah.
Just from this here.
Look at that one. The final pulse, I think, hits onto Trent and Valen. Just opens up and softens up G2 for the rest of the hit.
Yeah.
And that's ruined them. We're in a similar position to Breeze again, where you only need one rifle round and you're back to an eco, and it's another rifle round and you're back to an eco.
It felt like I was just describing how important that round was for G2. With the economy, if they lose it, they're going to be broken, and they have to get the turning point started here and now in that prior round. It's forced out the timeout now because they've lost it.
There's less
The
true in
economy's gonna
APAC.
be in a really poor
Yeah,
place.
I think that's right as well, and maybe we could do a breakdown in terms of regions. But I think it's also dependent on like teams' ult management and how good they are in the ecos to like spiral. It's just a perfect storm of everything, right? It's a perfect storm of teams being good. So once they win a pistol, and with that info, they can always get someone have it all into the third or fourth round. So this team understanding that kind of economy a little bit better. So that's just the overall understanding of just everyone improving. Outlaw means that it's easier for this and this rounds for you to stack as well.
God knows how many matches to go now, but talking about the team having a big sit down, talking out, communicating.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Wanted to play Valorant as a team.
It's just the perfect storm of everything.
They have just looked unleashed.
The meteoric improvements they've made have been astounding to watch. And the players
we need
have
that
all
back,
got
Lexi.
tons of
That's true,
experience.
we need that.
But aligning those different ideas of how to play the game can be really difficult.
Yeah.
There's that shock molly again, this time with
People stumbled upon the strategy before anyone else. It's not really, I mean, it's always been a thing in the game. You gotta look at last year, like, EG was the best example. And like everyone knew, well, let's say everyone knew this in like 2021. There was like 5 to 6 teams that kind of worked it out in 2021 that this is how you play Valorant, but it definitely wasn't as easy to do as you do now. Now everyone kind of realizes it. And it was probably best shown visibly from like EG's fracture when there was that many orbs, so they could be a little bit more in control of it, and they just had a lot of huge ults, you gotta check that corner.
Entirely cleared up here. Leaf. How's he managed that? 2 kills. Just with the Sheriff can't quite manage the third, but definitely damage being done. LEV instantaneous on the response.
How is this a 1v1? This is so fast. I can't believe they didn't check this corner.
Miss it. Trent doesn't quite have the gun to really do.
They mollied
the
it, yeah,
job.
but it didn't hit, right?
He's holding this one at an off angle. Plenty of utility.
So I guess they thought that it was fully checked.
Dart gets the acknowledgement now that he knows where Texas' position is, dropping down.
Dude, he wants this so badly.
A few shots fired, and it's a game of that time.
That guy's got to shoot the turret, because otherwise he knows where he is.
The tap, not quite, just full stick in this one.
Whoa.
Swinging so wide. Trent, he rips his head clean off.
I can't imagine a worse way to play it, my guy.
If Trent had gotten off that one before he got half, that would have been an incredible way to win the clutch from LEV. But instead, Tex made to look a little silly in that.
It's insane.
And look at how this play happens. The snake bite misses the corner, and the recon dart takes so long, that pulse, to travel to the corner, that actually it's not cleared by the time the cloudburst dissipates.
Concentrate's over.
The time, it was ticking there.
I think he thought if it's defused around the corner.
I mean, the widest of wide
Yeah, I
swings.
guess so, but it wasn't really much. I'm not even sure he could have got it from
that
there.
one away.
He's got G2 back into it though.
He's gonna feel foolish after that.
The
Okay,
ults now as well,
we've got to check in with the money.
Just from them losing these.
We'll ignore the rounds.
He's going for these
All
early
good.
peaks with the blade
Maybe you wanted
storm.
it too much.
He does make this map look like, again, a playground. Use the term a lot, but he's so agile. Knowing all the ins and outs of the angles. Meanwhile, pressure over towards B. That will force this Viper's pit out.
They've
Oh.
missed Jonah.
They have missed it.
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah, went back to
Got
check
attack,
him.
yeah, in the end. And Tex is quick onto the approach. Look at this. He's got to be worried
Not
about
this
the
angle
snowman
again.
Position.
Leaf is
doesn't
just
really think
farming
about it.
over towards
Leaf
Snowman.
gets value from basically the same spot 2
Yeah.
rounds in a row.
Twice in a row.
And also, it felt like
Okay, we're
Tex
actually
had
gonna have
an
like
opportunity
a
there to spam onto Jonah
normal
P.
game maybe. We might get 2 in a row. It might be pretty open.
2 rounds in a row. Maybe Tex is feeling a little bit of sympathy for his former team.
Going easy on him.
They deliberately sent him to LEV. It was an inside job.
And this at the moment might
match
not
right
hit these
here.
guys on.
Holding the
Yeah.
reckoning.
Yeah, it's probably not going to make a sound.
Looks like LEV. Okay,
Oh,
looks
it
like
hit
the
1.
contact
Okay, so they
fires
kind of
are
have to check
willing to
everywhere
go.
still. Recon goes in.
Setting up
It's
the
a
reckoning.
nice sight hit though. If you actually
No
played on
golden
site
beams
there,
are
you
light
would
in
have
the
been
air, so they
wrecked.
know it's relatively
Arval
free, but
goes
now
back.
sent out
Everyone's
by G2
understanding how
under
important this round
Fury
is.
Trent. At this particular angle, Icebox trying to go for that same spot once more that just did all that damage from behind the flank. It's all synced up. In the chaos of the situation, Leaf is
Leaf is
striking him
great
right
at the
where it
moment. He
hurts.
is a
Zeno
big factor.
can't reset the aim and doesn't even expect the second player to just be swinging out
Okay,
there
we
from
actually
lower.
get
So
some
G2 are
normality
getting
here.
these
So we're going to have
rounds
lots of
now
money here. We're going to have
together,
lots of money
right
here.
on time.
That's that 1-2 punch from the Reckoning into Hunter's Fury that I was talking about on Breeze. And G2 pick a great time to use it. That put a ton of pressure onto Aspas. Forced him to take a fight he wasn't quite ready
Oh,
for.
the insta timeout.
That's
This
now
is good.
2
though.
rounds in a row where Leaf has also had massive impact. Picks this one up on Tex. Comes around on the flank and kills another 2. Lovely round from Leaf. They're gonna have to make an adjustment. It's very clear the area that Leaf is now playing on that B defense.
Yeah.
In back Snowman, well, he can be isolated. You can try to send a harbor wall that cuts off Snowman and fight into that area.
And
You also
I
have
mean,
to
they got
consider as
all the
well
options
three
here. They
ultimates
definitely, at
for the
least
win
in
there
part of this
for
conversation, they're going to be
Yeah.
talking about
But I
Snowman.
think, yeah, I mean, that's very valid. It wasn't an eco
Maybe
swing
they'll
round.
just start
Maybe
doing the
Tama
wall
coming
to
into
cut
it
off
with
the
a bit of
site
a
now
half
instead
fight.
of the one back.
I've now taken his timeout, seeking the right course, I think, as well.
We'll see if
which
G2 want to go
direction they really
aggro
want
on
to
this
take it
one.
into, 'cause
Could be
there
a
are some stuff that
classic.
they do need to correct,
Just the
in terms of how they're ending in some of these
attack
rounds,
timeout.
but yeah, that one got a bit funky.
And
with the
then they
Viper's pick
go
down, the Reckoning and Hunter's Fury to kill
aggro
through.
on defense, but
G2 won't have those tools again.
I also
A
want to
couple of
see if
mistakes
LEV are
creeping into
just
the
going to
game from
chill
the
for
time.
like
It
10
was otherwise
seconds.
been a pretty
just in
flawless
case.
series so far.
Not the best team to go
Cut
aggro
them
with,
off
really.
early, nipping it in the bud.
Doesn't
very
really
important.
suit the comp.
I see with the op. That's interesting. Fallon with the purchase there. Bit of access to it.
I see. Is
Dude,
gonna
everyone's
have
really
to
far away from
be
their
hopping
ults
on the
here.
low ground here, and you'd expect him to be peeking underneath pipes towards the right side. But that's a really pushed up position.
Oh,
he
hold
needs
on.
a lot of support. Yeah, this is the angle I'm talking about. But you know, if you miss the shot here, You're
Double
really
shot.
relying on Trent and Valen.
2 people went to shoot this.
Some level of awareness. No, not
Yeah,
quite.
nicely done.
One's gonna
Aspas,
jiggle for
massive
that
duel
one. It's a
here.
combined offensive. Icy. It's given time to rescope.
Okay, I was gonna say Aspas has to get that at one point. So it's a 2-on-2, and Leaf has his ult, but he's probably gonna wait for them to at least plant.
It's the entirety for him. Leaf though, immediate shutdown.
Oh,
I have the spike.
Another situation.
Aspas does not expect him
He's
close.
having impact. This is going to be difficult for King. G2 could even play full A retake in this position. I think you can play full A and B retake. As long as Leaf and Jonah group up and find an opportunity to use the lockdown.
And he has to get a good plant.
That's what they're doing.
At the very least, and it's like weird when you're
Making sure that they
dead
cover the cross
and
and the
you're
blind spots of
spectating
each
someone. Most
King
people don't want any kind of backseating,
access here
but
to
the
the
stuff
A
that's normally
side.
allowed is
The
like
plan
bullets
lockdown
or
limited.
your
It's not
recon's coming
confirmed
back
King's
in
position
10
no matter what.
seconds, or they have
Does make
this
it more
ult just
predictable.
so that
He
you
wants to get
can
ahead of it. And guess what? So
play
does
it
Lee.
a little bit
Way ahead
different.
of it. Expecting that to already be cleared out and respected.
got
but
mollies
King
for this
will
one
do
as
nothing
well.
of the sort. Into the 1v1 over the ropes. Missing
Yeah,
it.
just didn't see it.
Slightest of blind spots, but maybe just not paying attention in time. It's Jonah P. Seals up the round there.
Nice round from them. A good attempt in the
I thought King
1v2
had
though.
an opportunity. He played that situation so well, but Jonah coming across on the ropes, very unexpected. I think the difference maker in this round is the fact that Icy is able to get the kill onto comp. This big fracas occurs over towards A, and Icy gets the opener and still has time to scope back in to get another kill on Vent. On Belt, sorry. It shouldn't have required Aspas to shut down Icy. But you can see Leviathan didn't want to bait out that play. They just wanted to crush it. And that ended up with them going into the
3 in a
triple stack
row.
on A. The off has moved.
Oh, it's getting competitive as well with that early kill. Straight down mid, up the gut. King
All separates here,
falling
then you
nice
got the
and
next
early. These
segment, and you can
advantages
potentially just
flowing
try
away
and
G2.
pressure towards yellow.
I think that's got to just be spanned through smoke, right? King must have bloomed his Viper off.
Oh, yeah, is he not out in the open a little bit there? Dude, everyone's getting kills.
You're talking,
The 1-2 over towards B though
Levinas
was
will
pretty
be the
sick. They
team,
were not
and just
expecting the
like
op
that,
here.
G2, they answer back in kind.
Wow, that one really fell apart. Nicely done from G2 here.
As quick as you know it, 5-5, evened up.
Another round where Leaf dominates. I'm
Yeah.
not exactly
Is it-
sure how he's getting so much value.
I feel
by
like this
playing
guy
Killjoy
really
in this
messed
map.
up with
But he
the
feels like he's all over the place. Some rounds he's
with the
defending
drone
A, some
here.
rounds he's getting spam kills in mid. He gets a spam kill in mid and then pushes Tube for another onto Tex. While Lev fruitlessly tried to drive into B. Getting the op online and getting Leaf more active have been two huge win cons here for G2.
Yeah.
But now, massive amounts of ultimates available for Leviathan.
Yeah, that is the
So
big
in
difference
theory, it
here.
should swing
Which means that G2
the
decide to go
advantage in
aggro
favour
on
for
this, so I
round
like
here
this
for
call.
Leviathan. But already,
Tanking
G2
damage
are
in the
making
smoke
moves
though
into
is
mid.
Trent.
Yeah, Tex cannot afford to get caught here. The turret watches.
Broken, going for a swing and an attempt. Tex. It's risky, but ultimately wins it out. With Com helping out with the Hunter's Fury. Any sort of connections? No. Any sort of space gathered? Not
I mean,
quite.
maybe they'll
Not
take
really
that. We've got a
taking it just
Killjoy
yet.
ult
I
if
think
they
you
get
could
the
slow this
plant.
down if
Plant
you wanted
goes
to. You
in.
don't have to go into the plant immediately.
And yeah,
They
these
were
two
straight
kind of know
into
they
it.
need to
A
go
lot of
fast because
utils
there's a
well
Killjoy
expended
ult and they're
there
going to
with
run
shot
out of
darts.
time most likely.
Just trying to break that one. The plant is down for them.
You've got Pit here,
And
lockdown.
Are they just going to use
Lots
the
of
pressure of
opportunities
the
to make this
Killjoy
difficult for
ult
G2.
but not actually use it?
Drone's already in. Did it tag onto
Then
Brazino?
you know
It
they're
did.
going to go a lot faster.
To get that early tag. Forces out the shock darts here.
Yeah, I like
The
this.
side, G2.
And they're smart with their ults.
How do you get around this? Difficult to chew through and work through. It's a really hard pit, man. I mean, it just obfuscates all the available angles. Wingman sticking onto the defuse here, but broken. An Icy decay down to 1, single digits. Dwindling. But the chances here, might be able to get some extra kills, but really that's all about it. So
Yeah, I love this though.
as
Like with
foretold,
Tex was just real
expected
calm,
Love to be winning that one
never
with that
used his ult into
advantage.
this one.
You know, crucially
Means that
as
they have a
well,
good chance
still
to
keeping the
win
lockdown
this
for this
round
next.
as well.
I'm amazed they kept the lockdown, to be
Yeah,
honest with you. Because
it's a great sign.
I was expecting the
A
lockdown
really
to either
good
open
sign.
things up or close things out, and Tex instead was so willing to just duel in mid and risk the potential of that ultimate falling. But they've saved lockdown and reckoning for the final round here. So getting greedy with the ultimates, but in a really solid kind of way.
Yeah.
Rationing them out perfectly. So they still have an ult advantage to go into this round. It's going to be very difficult to
Dish
defend A.
or with the op, and the op
That
might
final
peak and
flourish and
lose it, we'll
finesse
see.
here. Last round of the first
G2
half.
goes in because they don't want Harbor to get the ult.
That's conditioning.
Yep, that's to stop Valen getting the ult as well.
Now they're going to be letting loose with their own reckoning. Okay,
And we've got
good
double
tags.
kill setup here,
Back to
so
players on top screens.
gets popped at one point, and then it's going to plant afterwards. They get the Heaven plant, and we have Killjoy ult, which goes down pretty soon. If not now.
But here we go, Icy. The thrash sends it
Yeah,
forwards.
and
Will this team be able to take
thing is
this
now,
place
because the
off?
official
There's
has
so
been
many
shot,
smokes
they
in
then
the
can't
way,
pick
now
up the
the lockdown
official.
as
You would
well.
imagine it would
Levin's
kind
gonna
of
be breaking
time
this
out.
one. It's just slowing down the timings for G2 once more.
They have a Shock, Molly, and Nano.
And all of that's going to be delaying. Creeping towards inevitability here for Leviathan. The players are going to be toppling out towards the back of the side. Aspas cleaned up 3v3, but again, it's that util. How do you deal with these players? And awareness.
No reaction.
It's running rampant right now. Spraying through, going to break this code. Already diffused, stuck all the way.
Okay, nicely done from
And that's
G2 here in the end.
nice
That was cool.
and pretty.
Yeah,
6
they
to
were
6.
very
There's
calm on
parity
this one.
here
I don't know what
between
the
these
comms
two
were like
teams
on this guy, but
on
I like the
Icebox so
wall.
far.
Separate this area,
Lev
clean
looked
up everyone
awesome at
here,
the
and then
beginning
just
of this.
insta
The first
defuse.
quarter dominated by them. Aggressive post-plant positioning where Aspas could take over. And then
this was a
more
great comeback
mistakes.
here.
G2 getting into good positions. Leaf waking up. Top fragging at the moment on Icebox. But all that just to get even in the half.
Leaf, yeah, this is one of his better showings.
Just to get even, but
I mean, he
maybe
dominated
that's
and kind of
enough
brought
here.
him back into this game.
60-8
The
is
back-to-back
a phenomenal
rounds.
performance of Leaf for Leviathan. Some questions that they need answering as well, I think, on the other side of this.
So easy to impress me.
Set it down,
I just like
Luigi
seeing good
down
Valorant,
for-
man, and that's good signs. Them
Thank
saving
you
the
so much,
ults.
gentlemen. A 6-6 half. And now I'm here with the manager of Leviathan, Juan, who is, I was talking to you before, you've been doing the manager thing for a while. And there are people who are watching, like the Tariks and the Finesses, who have that professional experience. There are people like me who have zero professional experience, people out there who have zero professional experience. So a couple questions for you about being a manager. What is it like supporting your players kind of like away, literally off stage from the side?
Okay, they're pretty like easy to handle.
Yeah.
And then usually you have to have like their necessities like please, for them to be happy, to be comfortable with the team, on the stage, everywhere. Like they just need to be happy, comfortable, and the only thing they have to worry about is like to play good.
Yeah. So what is the hardest part of your job?
It's related to what I said before,
Yeah.
because there are some. I mean, each player is different, so each player needs some different things. But once you get used to it, like it becomes like pretty easy.
Yeah.
Like you flow with the team,
Is the flow the easiest part of the job?
Yeah, when you flow, it's easy, but like the hard things, like to manage altogether, like to adapt and get that flow.
Now, we were talking before, you play Valorant. What's your rank?
I picked in Morla.
All right, well, I didn't. So thank you very much, Juan. But we have a game to get back to. So casters, please take it away.
You could, Liz, if you put the effort in. I believe in you.
I believe too.
It's
Yeah,
possible.
It's very easy. Josh has done it.
Yeah, listen, if I did it, then anyone can, can't they? I mean, I am a talentless sack of meat. We're about to head back into this one, and I think this is still going to be a bit of an uphill battle for
Brots,
G2.
thank you so
with
much
how
for the
good
4 months, man.
Leviathan's defense has looked so far across
Thank
all
you,
of the
thank
recent
you. And
games that we've
Kahibo,
watched.
sorry, I think I missed
And with
that
Aspas
earlier.
still
Thanks so much,
looking good.
Kahibo.
I know it's even, but
Okay, Lev
I think the emphasis is
2-1
on
in
G2
terms
to
of
prove
pistol.
that
It's
they
meant to
can
be a
push this
2.
across the line.
I would agree
1-0
as well.
on this
I mean,
map.
Leaf has been able to do it for them in that first half.
Well,
But he's
you
playing
had a
quite
great
fluid,
comeback
as
into
much as a
this.
Killjoy player can, but taking peeks down mid, winning those fights out.
you can force fights a little bit.
Insert
when
one
you
over
play the
towards
attack
A.
side Killjoy
Not that
here.
it's like
if your
crazy
team is
deep, but you
defaulting
could still
towards B, you
potentially
can
hear
try
some
to
of the
take a lot of
rotates
space
here,
on the other side of the
or
map.
get a timing.
Normally, people are going to play it passively to avoid getting punished.
Do they
But
go
if
far
he's
enough to break the
feeling
alarm bot?
like he's got a good read on the game and his aim's hot, then you can try to make more aggressive lurks.
A lot of possibilities racing through Aspas's
Wall to
head.
block vision.
Look at these players peek from. Meanwhile,
With the
was
question
made
mark
earlier
like
by
you
G2 out
could go
towards
to
B.
yellow.
Oh, just
As
supposed to
we
leave.
can see, this
Yeah,
alarm bot
Leaf's
gives them the info
hoping
that they
there
haven't
was
crossed
nobody
together.
home. Because G2 have droned over towards B and put that cascade up. They're
Push over
expecting
towards middle,
and
break the
anticipating
turret.
that Lev would lean their defense in that
Still
direction, but it's
alarm
still
bot here.
very spread.
Now they know they're committing. This is when the hard rotate comes in.
As he used here, it's going to be clearing close here, but only 30 seconds left, and LEV have got the right read on this one. You can tell
Wingman
it.
to
The high
plant.
tide.
We
They
got
wanna seek to fight
double
this one and disrupt
shot
this plan
from
before it can
Com.
even go
Does he
down.
get the
It's
shot
gonna come
onto
down to
Wingman
the
here?
bullets, spraying through along with the util.
Yes, he does. Spike
Tonight,
goes down.
in the
15
moment. So
seconds.
now, G2, they do have to get that move on, picking up the spike here. Dizzy
Whoa.
on the top, not watched for. It's not even broken, but a right clicks. Mazzino doing his best to sell copies and countless amounts of the bundles
Ow.
here still. Icy presses forwards.
Wait,
He's tucked
Leaf?
though, his position is noted. Has to be the combined
One
might
enemy
and
remaining.
swing 1v1. Leaf versus King. Tapping
Oh,
away.
Leaf is great. Managed to stick the plant in the 2v3 as well. Yeah, and just
Continuing to have
instantly
such
got back. And I'm
awesome
pretty sure they
impact in
think
this
that both
map.
of them went
He's
forwards
taken over.
before he actually showed his position. Otherwise, it
Certainly
wouldn't
has.
be
You saw him trying to get the more
so
aggressive
focused
load
on
play
sight
A.
here.
Couldn't find his
18 to
opportunity.
8, and there's a
Called
lot
for
of
that
impact
timing of the
here.
hit back
And
over
then the
towards
round
B.
double over towards
And
Snowman.
secures
Won him
it
this
for them in the
pistol.
post. Nice refight there as well, actually, from G2. Icy with the high dizzy
Oted
catching
_90,
com
thank you for the
underneath.
19 months. Thank you,
And
thank you.
even with
Appreciate
Mazzino's
that.
response, that's a
Thanks for the
great
tier one.
beginning for G2.
Oh yeah.
In the bonus, we actually all buy up. We all buy
Yeah,
up,
we're gonna
triple rifle, and
A
then
bit of a wander
double.
out towards aggression, I guess, onto the A site, pushing Aspas forward. As soon as Aspas gets no signs of life, they've hard rotated players away, especially with
I
the
like this
drone
though. You see
used
how
by
heavy
G2
he went to
clear.
shoot that drone? That's why they're pinging
I
over
don't
towards
think
yellow, because
they'll
he
do this
really
as
made
much
it
on the
look like
rifle
someone
rounds,
is
but
yellow
Eco
right
is
now.
so worth
With
the
just
gamble.
how
Gamble stuff.
aggro wanted to
Definitely
try
win
and,
rounds
I
from
mean,
him.
how much emphasis he put on actually trying to break the drone.
Taking the
That's
dart.
probably why they dizzy and recon to clear it.
Should be a bit of fear into the backs.
Smoke goes up and they flood. Dude, I love this round from left. This was cool.
Overwhelming them now, at least with the bodies, but again, they can't really quite get it done. They don't have the guns for it, so toppled over G2, and look at that high tide as well. It really makes it so that they can take these easy.
That's unlucky.
fights.
It's still a
Frenzy
great round,
from
really.
range.
This should be an upgrade, right?
Not up to snuff though.
There we go.
Not quite against the Bulldogs. So
They managed
G2,
to keep the
two-round
3
lead
rifles
here
into it.
with
So
the
they kind of
pistol
gave
round.
themselves
See if
2
they can win the
deaths.
bonus
And
really
the
make it
2
go
guns
with.
here are probably just going to be like
It's
ghost
certainly
sheriffs.
possible. Icy got enough kills in that round that he's one away now from the
Yeah,
flash.
and it's classic.
And either looking to Wingman plan to get that down, although LEV have been on top of breaking the Wingman, or more likely just pushing people away from the ult orb and then trying to play for it. The economy here, though, it's looking okay
Hold
actually
up.
for G2. They've been able to put together
Hold
a
up.
buy. Only Jonah
Buying
in
into
one
this.
forcing.
Yeah. Trying to buying up into it, but still competitive. Dizzy through along with the wall. Has to get broken nice and early here. Forwards.
Oh, it's going to be
Played.
mental,
Even the
mate.
drone being broken.
Yeah,
That
look
just
at
spanned
look
through.
at the walls.
That's a good read, I think, actually, as well.
I mean, Trent had a good
Because the
idea as soon as that
defense
high
would be
tide
in an
goes up
open
or whatever it's
position,
called,
looking
Cascade
to
maybe.
try to spam Icy, so you
Just
counter
like,
spam.
well, they're probably
And here
pushing
comes
with
that
this.
flash.
Yeah, using it to really pave the way forwards here onto the site.
That's
Sure you can
nice as
reclaim it
well
for
though.
later.
This all that just clears all the site. It looks a little bit like the
Set up to
Sunset
go.
B one.
Man, to get this plant online, and here's the flood out through the cove as well. They'll take it into the
And they
right-hand
managed
side
to
and
stop
approach
the
over
wingman
rafters.
planting and
The turn of the pieces,
G2.
man. And again, it's
Whoa.
down to Leaf. To
Surely
1v1,
not another.
Just like that, him versus Aspas, and how
The
much of a talk
reposition
about
is
it
so
hit there.
fast.
He has taken the timing forwards.
And
on
he
the
knows
right
it's
side
fast, so he
of the
wants to try
lead. Has go
capitalize on it.
Aspas. Any sort of expectation.
That's-
The adjust
is a
it.
really
Slaps it
nice
up top
try.
there with a rifle to shut down his
And
adversary.
my criticism to G2 there was
All
they
of
were
that
so
damage already
confident
done
that
to
the
Leaf,
plant
put
are
him at
going down
37
and they had
health,
already started
and
going
a
to
single
after plant
Vandal
positions.
bullet was all it took from Aspas. I really like the way that both teams have played that. I think G2 had fantastic awareness of the way that they were going to take space, take ult orb, and get the plant down. But LEV on defense was set up immediately to flood defend. Everybody was on rafters, immediately ready to go. They all swing out the same direction. And that dash from Aspas to get over to
Yeah, and
Nest
because they bought
from
into this
rafters
one,
was
in terms of the extra
phenomenal
buy, the double
The economy,
rifle.
I thought it would be in a better spot than this.
Yeah,
It
two
looked
people-
like it was
two
only
people
one
bought.
player that had forced on the bonus. It looked like it was only Jonah, but we've actually got 3 players coming in with only
Yeah,
pistols.
so now they have to eco.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if
I
they're
say
just saving
eco,
up the
it's
money
double
as well
hero
as
buy.
they know. Okay, well, Aspas likes to force this outlaw, and everybody
And they
falls.
shut
I mean,
this one down, and they were
just
ready
like
to wait
that.
for this. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't
expecting it.
really
Take away
like
for LEV.
D2's approach to
They hit the deck.
these 2 rounds.
And if it
I
is
think it's
the
a little bit
case that they
outdated.
wanted to buy up,
Sorry,
you know,
these 2
take
rounds.
around and buy up rifles instead.
I think
They've
it's
actually
outdated.
allowed LEV to get closer to big ultimates. You know, Mazzino now has record.
Especially when you're on attack and you're
King's
kind of
one
in
away from getting a
control,
hit down.
you can always
Yeah.
get the
They're
3
gonna give themselves
rifles,
the ults.
double ghost.
End up making the difference. A timeout here, tactical called for G2 as they reassess the situation. Leaf's excellent play at the beginning of the half has given him the lockdown. There's lots of places that you can use that on the attack side. Over towards B, which is a fairly uncontested area, you can get the site essentially for free. It's going to create enough space for the wingman plant. But LEV have looked very aggressive and coordinated with the retakes. That would scare me.
Yeah.
Because
worrying about it, the pressure that it could apply.
Yeah, even if you get into a post-plant spot, the round is probably not going to come down to utility. Because util only buys a certain amount of time, and LEV are in your face fast. So there needs to be extra layers to that. Do you slow them down by getting deeper positions on site? Do you try to set up post-plant lurks?
I mean, makes a lot of sense for the
rather than go into a post-plant retake scenario, by doing more splitting instead of just going straight
it's
in.
another eco. If
Icebox
they
was
get
considering
a
the
plan,
outlaw
they
into
could potentially go for it.
Sides against it. King just drops him his weapon.
It might have been a good idea. 3 players on G2 with light armor. It's a decent read.
Yeah, definitely chances for him, but instead he's going to be saving up for the operator a little bit later, and we know how much damage he was doing on Breeze with that. He took over the game.
A harbor ult for Killjoy.
Now just the rifles over the top here with the ropes.
Ooh, that's smart though. I like that little micro play of just going aggro off the ropes, then you drop. In case anyone's kind of close, and then here's it. You think it would be the only person going across? Recon.
There's a bit of danger there with G2 taking the tack time out. It's given Leviathan the read
fake
that
the
they
sound
can
of
post
it.
Aspas in this spot.
Drone goes middle as well. We get a lot of info in terms of spotting this. King is crazy committed though, right?
Just getting sprayed down into the mix. Has to dodge just the sight line here.
Felt confident with his one way that no one's going to disrespect it. Up to break any kind of util that's here in terms of mollies. We are out in the open for King. How's he surviving these?
Really getting active now into the mix.
Nothing stopped Wingman from planting, and that's a fadeaway. Molly might insta-melt Trent.
But he does find his target here, sprayed through into the cove. G2 trying to fight over this one too.
He got someone else.
Util is just chopping him up. Anyone who tries to hold that ground with the back side of yellow nano swarms not being broken here.
Say Killjoy is perfect now. They got to speed up and go aggro.
And they have to go fast here. Cove has to be broken, and it is indeed. Everybody just getting chewed up, chopped up onto that defuse spot. Aspas, no choice now but to respect this one. Running around, but detained, and that is going to seal it.
Yeah,
no matter
I mean, it was confirmed anyway.
Acknowledgements for G2. They are just out of there, hightailing it, keeping the guns, keeping the weaponry, and crucially,
as soon as that all went down, it's pretty much done. I like the idea that LEV did to try and stick the spike itself and create the pressure. It's just that G2 felt ready for it. Everyone just managed to duel it out.
They got up fairly deep. They didn't just use the lockdown to get on site.
They had 2 options, right? It's either we try defuse now or we try break this.
They tried to take space all the way up to danger, dropped the Viper wall, tried to play with the harbor wall. And then when they were pushed back by the Reckoning, then LEV
that was
goes
a fast
for the
headshot from him there.
So really good idea of how to counter Leviathan's
another
fast
massive
retakes
swing
out
rounds, and at 9-8 this really might decide it.
More threats essentially. Yeah.
But all of the ults are important at the moment. Trent, one away, gonna see at least these 2 into this round.
Both times G2
Drone goes over towards middle. They don't spot anything.
Having any knowledge.
There's a lot of pressure over towards A and full info with this line, so the wall goes up. Never gonna have 4 people in this area.
Good job pushing back the defenders and picking up an ult.
What's a call here with a Reckoning?
Gets into position for his ult.
They wanted to have a good chance here, just trying to flood back into this one. Maybe with a Hunter's Fury, they might still choose to. Cleaves its way forwards, only the 1 tag here. Icy not going to be pushed back away from the plant either. I believe that's just the wingman. So into the post.
Could get a little bit crazy. They have a Viper ult for this ult.
On top of it, got everything necessary here. King is way ahead of the rest of his team. He's caught a nice little timing there, but has to dodge and juke away from the mollies and still dominating.
A lot of
these
people
angles.
fighting on site here. I'm not sure they were expecting so many people to be fighting it.
They lock it down, retake it into it with the operator, just not an option here for LEV. So another steady
Big
lead
win
now
for
being
G2.
accrued. This will be the 10th round for G2.
I think Valen's doing a great job calling around his ultimates. He's keeping it simple. He's getting into good positions this time, picking up the Reckoning to open, pit to close. Just making it tough for Leviathan to always set up these retake scenarios. And now in the next round, if you're thinking about him calling around the ults, he's still got Thrash, Hunter's Fury to work with. An opener
this
and
recon was
closer
lovely.
again. Yeah. I think Valen's got a great idea of
Finally
how to
LEV
snowball
back
these
to their old ways of
rounds.
the save.
Leviathan,
I think this is a good call
they're the
though.
team under pressure here.
means that this round,
it
means that this round's even more important. Like they could lose it off this round.
To prove that they could actually get things across
This
the line.
timeout's good
But
as
now
well.
the
All the
pressure's in a
timeouts have
very
been in the
different
most
direction.
important round so far.
And I think
I'm surprised we haven't seen
much
Clover
as
on
he's
Icebox
always
yet.
carrying that
Yes
weight
and
of
no, Q, but
responsibility,
I just
it
don't think the
comes to
teams
Aspas
maybe have
again.
had time to
he has
like
the op.
crack
He
with
saved it from the previous round, and he's just not been quite
Didn't really
able
come
to
out
get
at
the
like
read
a
on where
good
G2 are
time,
going.
like
And that can be a
midway through the
blessing or a curse,
season.
because when you're playing full retakes into these
Yeah, I'm a
comms
little
with
bit
operator,
surprised. I
late
think
to
once
the party
teams
often,
play it,
It's very difficult.
it's brutal. It basically takes you out of the game.
you'll see a lot
Now
more
he
of
does
it
have
on this
Blade
map.
Storm to work with now as well. So he's gonna have chances early round to set up an op peak, and then he could retake with Blade Storm and just, you know, pass the op along to King or something like that. But getting him in position to actually be a threat in the early round is something that G2 have failed to, Leviathan have failed to do the last couple of times. Because G2 are not really, they're not messing around. They're not defaulting. They're picking
I think
a side of
Clover's
the
better
map
than
and they're
Icebox
committing
on,
it.
sorry, than
So
Omen
if
on
Aspas
Icebox.
guesses
Yeah, I
wrong
think
at the
so.
start of the round, he's out of it.
Honest to God, Icebox gameplay. Would we have it any other way?
And when you have the ults on the attack side, you can call like that. You're like, all right, well, this round we're going A, we're getting ults, we're
think so.
committed
I
to
think
the
it's crazy
Structured
strong.
game plans.
Yeah.
But
You can't
I mean,
do
some
that
of the
as
harbor
much
stuff
when
is
your ults
nice
aren't
with
cycled.
the Cove, but
So Aspas
and
looks like he's
being
looking
able to
try
just
to
heavy
walk
commit
down
into some of
Q
these
and get the peak
positions
here
gonna
with a
be
recon
great.
dart from Com. And he might end up finding an early pick onto Jonah, but they're just not giving it to him right now. However, I do still want to draw your attention to the sight line that Aspas is on, because at the moment, there are two portions of G2 that are unconnected from each other, whereas previously we've seen G2 very grouped up on one side of the map.
The early peak though, just to remove
Yeah,
the
this is
turret.
a
He wants to be
classic,
mobile,
and-
following where the action is. Currently, well, that noise being made, Mazzino. An attempt to get that mid-round
That's a
information
wide
for his
one.
team to play off, just results in pain with his life. He's got the
Leaf is
information.
24 to
But what
11
cost
as
here
well.
for
Molly
the
to break the
G2
molly
now?
so they're here. And
Open for
the
the
spike
King
is
is
pretty
the
far
size
behind,
aspect.
so this rotate
There's so much you can really do in this spot.
is going to get here in
Like
time.
I said, I mean, waves of smokes and util. Not exactly like you can get aggressive either, but he does still have the dash active and the Blade Storm planned.
Good molly and try and spam this guy.
IC not being spammed down, so still getting into the post here for G2. Not being pushed back away from it.
Dice uses fish.
I think this is probably a situation where you want to just...
I mean, you got to save
For the
now.
spam kills. I mean, vulnerable to Leaf.
King wasn't even
Just
aiming at
locking
him
down
there, by the
that
way.
angle. This guy is on fire right now.
Aiming
Aspas
to the right.
wants to just get out of there with the
Dude,
operator
he's
again,
going for
having
it.
to save
27,
and it's
wants it to be
that curse that
28.
I was talking about.
Yeah. I was halfway through the retake, I was like, right, well, drop the op over to King and see, pop the Blade Storm, see what you can
Am I
do. but
believing into the
they
Sage
didn't
hype
even
on
want to commit
Icebox?
to
I mean,
that.
Sage
Oh,
just
it's
makes
not
stuff
enough.
easy in this map.
At least he's got the Blade Storm to work with in the next, so it's a buffer for the economy. You know, at least silver lining, he didn't pop it and try to go for it. But I just want to take a moment to again credit Valen's calling, because they've come out the back of a Leviathan timeout and decided to run a fake. 2 rounds in a row, they've just grouped up.
Yeah, and it
picked
might
a
have been
side,
a
except
reason
on
why
it
this
with ults.
jump peak
And
was
then
so
this
big.
round, where they could do the same again with the Thrash and then Hunter's Fury, they actually fake A, contact B, and they catch Mazzino going for a really wide jump peak, not expecting anyone to be there.
Forcing a hand here for
Fish
Lev.
short Sova ult.
And again,
It looks like they
G2,
might
I mean,
keep this one
you run the
simple.
fakes, you're talking about the
Fish
conditioning
with
so
the...
damn
Whoa.
well timed here. 5 players grouped up from G2.
Wait, that's sick as
Not
well.
hiding their
They've
intention
actually
here,
been
although
looking
Navi-
into some of their
Yeah, you
fish
run the
ults, it
fake in the
feels like.
previous round, now you can use the ults. Thrash to open, Hunter's Fury to
Early
close. And
all
this
the
is
way
where
around, and
need
you can
hero
go back
plays.
and you're kind of safe to pick
That's
this
why
one
Aspas
up.
is taking those liberties.
Really, really cool. And you can save the drone.
The G2 have set themselves up now again.
Say
with
is
the wingman
Trent
path
starts
forwards.
dueling with the
Tex
drone.
gets a kill. He's got lockdown. And a lockdown here is amazing for retake.
Yeah, and just Trent get out of there, because dude, honestly, Trent's all with them all lining up could be the one. And if he tags someone with the drone, that's also the one.
Walls on walls here, flying forwards into your face. It's a Thrash is going to be expended here and pushing you away along with the darts, the raves of all that util emanating out.
Cove still here. Cove goes over towards the spike, and Valen was close to just spam everyone. Molly lands on the spike as well. Absolute chaos.
Aspas forwards here, the Blade Storm shut down in his
Yeah,
place.
they're great at the moment. They've been looking into some of their
They
ults for
didn't
fish.
even need the
It's
Sova
cool.
roll. They had so many
Yeah,
other
and I mean,
ways of
he was
closing
ready
out that
just in
round.
case, but
They had Thrash to stop any
4
fast
chances,
retake from happening.
and still on
Leaf
board
was a
that this is
reflex through
G2's
mid.
best map.
G2 are comfortable, easing into their calling. And even their Valen catching 2 before the Cove can be used.
Massive credit to G2.
Yeah, I think they're calling a great game, and I think this map shows you how momentum becomes real.
Yeah.
Right? It's always described as like a vague process, but it's having that conditioning. It's having those economy spirals.
Turret down.
There's Mazzino. Chance to do some damage.
Made a footstep.
Oh my God.
I think.
Did hold up. Oh, how's that fight going, Leaf?
Ow, is
Losing it. It's a rare one.
Ow.
Sitting at the top of
What
the
HP
scoreboard.
we
I
on
believe
after that?
20
20?
kills to his name.
Unlucky.
With him going down, first kill advantage now going away of Leviathan. Maybe that's exactly what they ordered.
Yeah, taking a risk and it paying off. LEV have tried so many different things to get players in advantage situations. This is one of the rare times that they've got one.
Toxin screen down.
All grouped up now, though.
Com's position is really odd. You don't normally run your Sova behind yellow.
Just the off angle here in the movements.
Oh my God, he's getting so many kills though.
A backup policy right from the back
Bang.
here. With the
No
gun in his
way.
face, but he's blinded up.
He
Dizzy
ate
doing most of the work
the
there for
he
it,
ate
so
the dizzy
all kills.
flash just as he decided to go for the
shots.
shots.
Past even the wall. High tights on high tights
Can't believe
again.
they
It
made it
cuts
into
up
a
these
3 and
angles, and
3.
it's an unfortunate
Textures
one
is
here.
ult, so
Mizzino
Jonah P
just
playing
doesn't
close
realise
is
he's
really
not even set up
important.
for that fight here, but as it fades away,
And
doubled
that's
up.
an insta ult.
They were able to make
And
that
then they
one
know
happen.
insta ult's coming,
Valin
so they
making
decide to
noise
go
now
for the
up through
flank.
Here. They've got to try and deal with him in a dash to disengage and away, fading through. Lockdown needs to be broken.
Okay, nicely done. Dude, they look good on this map, I'm telling you, by far their best map.
Flourish and finish.
Pretty cool. Even with the
Round
harbor change,
three.
it still looks great.
Ready and waiting.
Might even look better than
G2
it did with the
proving
Omen,
that
who
they
knows.
can hang with some